How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. I hope all is well. For those who are new, we of course play games throughout the week, and going on the weekends we have media reviews. So we review things like Godzilla movies, Gorgo. We go into like horror protagonists and just movie protagonists in general that we like. It's called Monster Meeps Review, which is on Saturdays, and we're going to be going over monsters. And then Meet My Meeps, of course, is going to be Meeting My Meep, which will be more character based. So it'll be more like top 10, top 5. It'll be like going into Ash Williams. Those will be on the weekends. I was away for a little bit, so I have to catch up with some work. So we're going to be dropping multiple of those, some during the week, and then catching up on Saturday and Sunday. And then we're going to go back into the regular schedule of Saturday and Sunday, uploading that and having game videos during the week. And of course, we are getting back into some physical Yu-Gi-Oh! So we have quite the variety on this channel. I do appreciate the support you guys have given me. But let's get into the video, team. Asymmetrical games, of course, it's been my start for YouTubing. I didn't really take so much of this really seriously until Evil Dead came out, and Evil Dead is actually one of my favorite horror franchises. Probably my favorite horror franchise, to be honest, just because of the characters. And of course, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space coming up. We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre that dropped this year. We had Evil Dead and Ghostbusters that dropped last year. But of course, we need to be honest with ourselves and admit that they're not going to dethrone Dead by Daylight for several reasons. But if we break down why Dead by Daylight is successful, then maybe if another company wants to go in a similar direction, then they can be just as successful, if not more successful. But they do need to take some hints. Even though Dead by Daylight is not my favorite asymmetrical game, business-wise, they handle things in quite a favorable way that allows them to constantly expand. So, first of all, we're going to go into characters. When it comes to Dead by Daylight, they start off with 4 survivors and 3 killers. And of course, we guys know that's not really meant many characters to play as, and we know that Dead by Daylight, you know, you buy a chapter, you buy, and then you're able to expand over this period of time. When it comes to Evil Dead, they had actually way more characters to start off with. A lot of people complain about the character choice, but Evil Dead starts off with like about 20 playable choices, combining the survivors and each unit, right? So there'll be 3 classes, and it's 3 units per class, so that'll be 9. So it's about 20 playable characters that they started off with. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre started off with 10 playable characters. So Evil Dead not monetizing characters, of course, it's great for the fans, right? We want more with the money, right? You want to spend $40, you get about 20 playable characters. That's cool, but it doesn't really flow that well business wise, right? When these other companies are getting away with giving people less and prolonging that and kind of drip feeding that. Evil Dead didn't have access to the same drip feeding, so that hurt them money wise, monetarily. We need to be honest with ourselves. Money is what helps games live in the long run. No matter how you feel about balance, no matter how you feel about anything, Dead by Daylight was incredibly imbalanced with instant gens and all this extra shit. But they kept going for years because people kept buying cosmetics, people kept buying this. As long as the money's going in, the business will continue to survive. People can complain about Burger King and all this other stuff as much as they want, but if people are still buying it, Burger King will always exist, right? We need to keep that in mind. When it comes to, of course, there were corporate cuts. The Big Dick Dog on top of, oh my god, who the fuck, on top of Saber, they did some cuts. And once again, because Evil Dead didn't have that drip feed of continuous money going in, it's no wonder that they get cut. the more profitable something is, the more people want to support it, right? If people want to do crossovers, then they want to know that they're getting money doing the crossover. They want to know that there's something to gain there. That's not just a one and done deal, right? So we do need to be mindful that money is everything for there. And then of course, it's first come, first serve. So Dead by Daylight is one of the first asymmetrical kind of horror games that really broke out like how it did, and it's simple. It's a pretty simple game. You fix some generators and then you try to escape. There are some nuanced things, of course, to learn, but the premise is fairly simple. When it comes to these other games, there's a lot of extra shit involved, and for people who are used to a simple formula, that's way too much for them, you know? So we'll see how it goes when it comes to Killer Clowns. I'm excited for a 3v7. Killer Clowns is a 3v7 game. Really cool. I think it's great. And we'll see how that goes. That was just very simple. It was money, and it was how simple Dead by Daylight is and how it allows them to grow. If there are other companies that want to make a horror game and make it be as expansive and as long and as enduring as Dead by Daylight, then they need to have consistent ways of monetizing. Of course, cosmetics is an absolute must. If you don't have cosmetics, then you're not even in the fight, dude. It is what it is. You need cosmetics for sale. You need cosmetics for sale. At least once a month, have a cosmetic collection come out. And of course, guys, that's it, right? Very simple. Money, pacing, all that, and of course the support. You guys be safe, stay hydrated, and of course, have a good one.